Welcome, Soul Seeker, to the Psychology of Prosperity podcast, where we learn how to create true wealth by diving deep into knowing ourselves. My name is Monica Maria, spiritual healer and mentor, here to help you get clear, see the big vision for your life, and cultivate the courage and faith to fully trust yourself. This podcast is all about expanding our consciousness, strategically using our intuition, and owning our power as leaders. Get ready to have some fun and maybe cry a little as you listen to inspiring stories, practical wisdom, and resources to help you design a life and mission that satisfies your soul. I am so happy that you are here for this debut episode. Yay! I'm going to get right into it and share my big why for this podcast and why you need to be here, especially if you're someone on a mission to live your life on purpose, with deeper meaning, and also knowing that you are making an important contribution to this world, especially now as we move fully into the age of Aquarius. If there is one thing I know so very well, it is the journey of personal transformation. Whether you want to radically change your life, maybe you want to leave your job, finally dive fully into your purpose-driven business, turn that side hustle into your full-time gig, or heal your body of chronic illness for good, maybe shift your money story so you can live a rich and prosperous life. Maybe it's all of these things and more. What I know is that these changes require introspection. They require self-reflection and getting to truly know who you are. Understanding why you do what you do. Like really understanding why you think the way you think. Understanding why you speak the way that you speak. Lifelong transformation requires a willingness to go deep within, a willingness to go deep soul diving, as I like to call it. When you go deep soul diving, you can remember who you are. And with that remembrance comes the understanding that not only anchors the facilitation of that lasting change that you want, but it also gives you the foundation to take action on, to change your habits, to create a totally new experience of life. This higher awareness is in fact an expansion of your consciousness. And when you have that, you have the ability to see what you didn't see before. Okay, so physiologically speaking, your eyes, actually your eyeballs, they tell your brain what it is that you're actually seeing. It's your mind that sees, not your eyes. Your eyes is just reporting back to your brain, this is what we're looking at. When we're talking about consciousness and your awareness, the saying, the eyes are the windows of the soul, it makes so much sense when we go deeper to really understand who are we, really. When your perception of who you are changes and expands your consciousness, your life begins to not only look differently, but to be different. As you get to know me and listen in on my podcast, you will get to know that I love etymology. I am a straight up word nerd. I love to study the origin of words because it is a way to really comprehend your reality. Because we construct our understanding of existence through language. And when you really understand exactly what a word means, that's when you can really yield the potency of the words that you're using, especially in your spoken communication. Every time you're speaking, anytime you're saying anything, you are literally creating frequency of vibration with your mouth, out of your physical being. You're creating a sound wave, and that is causing reality to form, to shift, to literally cause things to happen because the universe is made of waves of frequency of sound and light. And in fact, I do believe that frequency is the medicine of the future. Okay, so back to etymology. I think it was like June of 2020. I was creating a course on faith and money for entrepreneurs, and I was looking for the root meaning of the word psychology. I discovered that the root word of the word psychology is psyche, and it actually doesn't refer to the mind. Psyche means soul. You know, most of us, when we hear the word psychology, we think, okay, the study of behaviors to facilitate a desired change, the study of habits to change your life. And yes, that's true, but that just begins to scratch the surface. Now, I'm sure you've heard this because it's a general consensus that has been around for a long time, that human beings only use maybe 10% of our brains. I don't know if you've seen the movie Lucy. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's the story of a woman who slowly starts to use more of her brain with Scarlett Johansson. And she ends up ingesting, by accident, a synthetic drug that changes the chemistry of her brain. And the way that they portray what happens to her on this evolution as she starts to use more of her brain is an example of this consensus that we barely use 10% of our brain, and actually also that there is a lack of understanding of what the human brain is actually capable of. But you know, I'm going to propose that it's not that we use so little of our mental capacity, but that instead the scientists, the psychologists, whoever decided on this percentage were studying the wrong thing. Because the word psychology literally means the study of the soul. I know, right? Or maybe there's a lack of understanding of what the soul actually is. And perhaps that's why there is an agreement that we only use 10% of our mental capacity. Then again, the saying, the eyes are the windows of the soul, could be the subconscious knowing that our intelligence is not necessarily rooted in the mind alone. Our capacity to think deeply, to really know ourselves, to understand our world, to simply know what are the best actions for me to take. Our ability to know, are we on the right path? It's interesting because that question, almost every single time that I would do intuitive readings inside of my Facebook group, that was the question that I always got asked. Am I on the right path? Well, our ability to know goes way beyond our brain. It goes beyond our mental capacity. All of the answers that we're seeking are in the foundation, in the core of who we actually be, in our spiritual essence, in our soul. And this is why I named not only this podcast, but my movement in the world, the psychology of prosperity. It refers to the study of your psyche, your soul, in order to thrive, to succeed, to heal, to grow, to make that radical change, to live your life intentionally and on purpose, and hopefully making a contribution to this world. If you're truly serious, if you're really, really serious about wanting to have a different experience when it comes to your everyday, when it comes to how much money you're making, when it comes to the way that you feel in your body, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to creating a business you love, living a life that you actually love, it's going to require that you study your psyche, that you study your soul. And I've seen it in myself, I've seen it in the clients that I work with, that the way they end up leaving their jobs, the way that, they move from New York to Mexico and design a whole new life, leave relationships, heal addictions, replace their corporate salary with their business income, change any unhappy circumstance, is by looking within. It cannot be any other way. I always say there is a true and lasting wealth, which goes way beyond financial matters. It includes that, but it goes way beyond that. When we look at the etymology of the word wealth, the heart of the word is well-being. Your vitality, your prosperity, prospering, doing well in all areas of your life. This is why wealth and health rhyme. They rhyme for a reason. Everything you're wanting will come from this study and application, which changes your perception. And keep in mind, perception is how we see. Being able to see solutions to find the right partner, the cure, the people we want to call our community, our clients. I'm here to tell you that you can go from being homeless to making six figures in a matter of months. I know because that's part of my personal story. And I will share it at some point in this podcast. But for now, what I want you to get is that there is a future version of you that is pulling you forth into everything you desire. And there's also a past version of you that has left you clues for you to be guided by. And all the versions of you collapse into the now moment version of you. Wherever you are in this moment as you are listening to me, I want you to take a deep breath and just feel that truth. That who you want to be and what you want to do and have lives in the cells of your body and pulses through your blood right this second. And it's a matter of being able to unravel this wisdom and knowing how to use it, to construct it. Construct that reality that you want to see so your eyes can see it. There is a spiritual teacher that I follow, and she always says, you will see it when you believe it. Not the other way around. Not, I'll believe it when I see it. No, you will see it when you believe it. I want to once again extend a warm welcome to you. And if you keep coming back, you will be embarking on a profound journey of self-discovery with me and the realization of the person you are meant to be. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed what you heard, please be sure to hit like and the subscribe button so others like you can see and access this podcast. I invite you to comment and let me know, how has this landed on you? Your feedback will help me create content that resonates and supports you on your journey.